Welcome to the bracket, episode 27. Today, we are doing best athlete names, and joining us for the first time is Big T, having a little macrodosing reunion with Mr. Coley Mick. Make sure you check out macrodosing. We have Tommy Smokes, obviously, Cheah, Nick, Coley, and Owen. KB, I think, will be joining us in a little bit, but we are going to go into this list, which I think is very crazy. There's some names that there's like some of these, I'd say most of these I already knew, but some were fresh to me, which is very fun. And we're actually gonna be doing this in a little bit of a different format because I'm handling the edit this week or the next 2 weeks as Gooch takes care of the dozen business. So that's gonna be a fun time for me, and I'm sure all the edit will go flawlessly. All right, we're gonna go into it, and buddy, we're going into the share screen. And starting off with the our number 5 seed, Slam Dunkley. Dunkley,
underrated.
One of the best names ever, but he does not play basketball. In fact, he was a rower at St. Joseph's University, which is a huge disappointment, I'm sure. And he also has a brother named, as you see here, Air Dunkley, who's also a rower, which I'm sure it was just massive disappointment. He's going up against as I head back in, Owen, he is going up against our number 12 seed, who has legitimately one of the coolest names ever, Kimbo Slice.
Oh,
Kimbo Slice, one of the coolest names maybe beyond athletics, just in world history. So we'll start out with you, Big T. What name do you think is better, Kimbo Slice or Slam Dunkley?
So Slam Dunkley was a government name, correct?
Yes.
yeah.
Then it's absolutely Slam Dunkley because he's going up against Kevin Ferguson. If two are nicknames, then you judge them based on the equality of the nicknames. But if one is a real name going up against Kevin Ferguson, it's got to go to Slam.
Yes, and that's something we determined in the bracket early on, right before we taped, is that if your government name is the cool name, it's significantly better than even if the nickname is better. Yeah. Does not matter. So that's one.
Does Kimbo Slice shave around his tattoo on his pec?
I guess that was like fresh. Like maybe he just got it. It certainly looks that way, right?
Be kind of a waste of money if he didn't.
Yeah, you're right.
He also has asymmetrical, like he doesn't have it on the left pec.
Yeah, why did he shave the other one?
Something's amiss.
Do you guys have chest hair?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah, me too.
Not a lot, but it's there.
Pop tops.
All right, so Tommy, what do you got? Kimbo Slice or Slam Dunkley?
Yeah, I think Big T made a great point. Slam Dunkley, that's a natural name. Also, I saw you had down that he's the president of the Anti-Italian Defamation League, which is definitely a true fact.
Wrong. He's the president of the Italian Defamation League.
Oh, wait, he defamates Italian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then I have to go Kimbo Slice. Unfortunately, I really want to go Slam Dunk, but if you come at my paisans, if you come at my brethren, my Guidos, then I don't fuck with you. So we'll go Kimbo Slice. He loves Italians.
He loved, but yeah, shout out to the Italians, I guess.
Oh, I forgot he died.
Coley.
All right, you know what? No. He's dead. I'm going Slam Dunk.
Wait, some of the most dead guys have really good names.
Yeah, but he's getting points off for being dead. So I'm going to give it back to Slam Dunk.
All right, Angus 2 for Slam Dunkley. Coley, yeah.
I agree with the overall take that your government name, it's stronger if it's cooler. It's cooler if it's natural like that. But we've seen people pick fake names and do a terrible job of it. So credit where it's due. You can very easily fuck it up. Kimbo Slice, as cool as it gets for a pen name of sorts. But Slam Dunkley, and I've made this point on other shows before, he either had to have been Michael Jordan times LeBron James at basketball or never even look at one. There was no room for Slam Dunkley to be a mediocre basketball player. So the fact that he made it as far as he did in a different sport is credit to him and Air, his brother. The Slam Dunkley was one of my nominations. It's an easy call.
It's another one for Slam Dunkley. What about you, Nick?
Yeah. Slam Dunkley doesn't fucking play basketball, and it's a spit in the face. He rose. Kimbo Slice chose Kimbo Slice wasn't given the name of a fighter, but he became a fighter and changed his name. If only his father was like Slam Dunkley and named him like Punch Fistman. So I gotta. That's classic improv. Thinking on my feet, baby. Quick as a whip. Big T, is that funny?
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna go Kimbo Slice.
One for Kimbo Slice. What about you, Cheah?
So I think this is going to be a theme with all my votes. I'm judging them on their name and their character. One guy rows a boat with other people. The other guy beats the shit out of people in backyards on camera. So the names, I feel like you can definitely make the argument for Slam Dunkley being the coolest name, but I haven't seen the rest of the list. That's got to be the lamest dude on here. People that row crew, those people in college would like advertise on the sidewalks in chalk. And that was their best thing. Like, hey, wake up at 4 a.m. and come row a boat with us. That sucks. Beating people up on camera is objectively awesome. RIP to the GOAT, Kimbo Slice. He has my vote.
So
This is a man who's never
somebody beating somebody up is awesome.
Beating someone up is very cool.
Cheah, have you ever met a coxswain?
Have I ever been a
coxswains get the most pussy? The coxswain. Coxswains get the most pussy.
It's the position on the boat. It's a coxswain. I think it's
guy up front.
Lest we forget the one of the more pivotal scenes in the 2000, we'll call it 2 cinematic classic, How High, was surrounding rowing and crew. You think Redman isn't cool, Stephen J? You wouldn't say that to his face. He'd knock you out cold.
What about Vikings?
Vikings were rows. Yeah, that's a great call.
Wow.
Nah, Vikings
Maybe
cooler
the
than
coolest guys
Kimbo
of all time.
Slice? No. Dude, Kimbo Slice once punched a guy, his eye almost came out.
Kimbo Slice, didn't he like die in the ring and then come back to life?
Probably.
When he tried actual fighting?
I think so, yeah. I mean, Jesus rose.
He got beat by a guy with pink hair on CBS on a Friday night. So not the best, but backyard fighting still very cool.
Agreed on that. So you're gonna go Kimbo Slice. Owen, what do you got?
It's Kimbo Slice or Slam Dunkley.
Yes.
I'll go Slam Dunkley, just based on the foresight.
But it wasn't. But it was bad foresight. It was bad foresight because he didn't become a basketball player. He became a rower.
But he was so close, isn't he? Like 6'11"?
He's like 6'4", I think. Like,
if he's 6'11" and he's not he's there's no way he's if he's 6'11",
he's like 6'4".
Dunkley,
well, Air Dunkley then is really tall.
Air Dunkley is taller.
I think just getting that tall almost lived up the name.
Air Dunkley is super tall, but he has like Boban hops.
Yeah,
Air Dunkley is 6'7".
Okay.
Yeah. And not a basketball player again. He is very much a rower like his brother.
Dunkley 6'4".
All right. Well, Slam
Here's
Dunkley.
I don't play basketball at all, and I would still love to have that name.
Me too. I mean, but it'd be a huge letdown is the problem if you fuck it up. Okay, so Slam Dunkley's going to move on. Next up, we have the number 4 seed. The 4 seed in our bracket is Boof Bonser. As you see in here, played in the MLB for a little bit. I think like I had him on a fantasy team once in high school. Very interesting name that I think. Yeah, no, it was quite bad. And he is going up against our number 13 seed, which was a McMahon suggestion, I think, which is great. Lennox Lewis. Yeah. Lennox Lewis, one of the coolest names, very much in the same realm of like Kimbo Slice, where it's like that guy was destined to be a fantastic like athlete of some kind. So we'll start with you this time, Owen. Lennox Lewis or Boof Bonser?
I disagree. I think we're giving a little credit to the person itself. Like, I think if any of us had the name Lennox Lewis, it'd be pretty lame.
Yeah,
alliteration helps too.
I'll go Boof Bonser.
One for Boof Bonser. Jay.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that Lennox Lewis necessarily deserves to be on this list. Also, how lame are boxing championship belts? Like, I've seen kiosks at the mall with better like fake WWE belts than that. That's a poor showing from the World Boxing.
Yeah, but
Commission.
you just contradicted your Kimbo Slice point. Like he got that belt for beating the fuck out of somebody. Like that is cool, no?
Yeah, but nobody or I probably shouldn't say that. So
a lot of people are watching. I promise you
You
that.
think more people watch Kimbo Slice than Lennox Lewis?
Millions of views, probably.
Like he had like I think the most sold pay-per-view fight like in history for like a very long time. He held that record.
I watched Tyson Lewis is on. Very disappointing. He did have a cool speech after. Also, I had no idea he was Canadian.
Yeah, fact.
What part of Canada is he from? Do you know?
I got no clue.
I don't mean to put you on the spot. Yeah, but Lennox Lewis overall as a name, Boof Bonzer, that's like kind of a cool name you could throw out. Like when Brandon Walker and Joey Langone were going back and forth naming all athletes. That's a cool one to throw out there. Lennox Lewis, heavyweight champion of the world for a bit. He was okay. Not any incredible victories. He beat Evander Holyfield, I think. Beat Mike Tyson when he was basically a tomato can. So, Boof Bonzer for me.
2 for Boof Bonzer. Coley Mick is.
To be fair, Boof Bonzer was like a mediocre to bad middle reliever.
Yes.
Yes, but his name is infinitely cooler than Lennox Lewis. Owen's right. If my name was Lennox Lewis, you'd be like, oh, this is my friend Len.
Yeah,
Lenny Lewis.
Lennox doesn't.
Yeah. Lenny Lewis would be pretty bad. Nick, Boof Bonzer, Lennox Lewis.
Lenny Lou.
I mean, we're neglecting that Boof is taking drugs through the butthole. And I feel
liquids.
like that, or liquids, yeah. Boofing is just, taking something through the butthole. These are both alliterations, and that's a little too Marvel for me, and that kind of pisses me off. They just seem fake. Like both of these, like Boof would be like a low-level grunt, and Lennox Lewis would probably be like a police detective. Here, I'm just going to have to, X is the coolest letter.
Fact.
So I'm going to have to go the guy with an X in his name and not the guy that is taking substances through his butthole.
All right, Coley, Lennox Lewis or Boof Bonzer?
Yeah, I mean, I looked at a couple lists just to make sure I wasn't forgetting any obvious ones, and Boof Bonzer came up on a lot of them, and I don't think that name's cool at fucking all. He sounds like the fat moron from Of Mice and Men that they killed at the
Lenny.
end. Like that's what
Lenny.
That's what.
No,
Boof
Lennox
Bonzer.
Lewis sounds.
Lenny
like
literally
that guy.
has that guy's name.
He does not. His name is not Lennox. Lennox.
It's Leonard.
A lot closer to Lenny than Boof.
While I understand your overall point, Boof sounds like a dundering imbecile. That's what Boof sounds like. Like you can, like if there were a clown, it's so close to Bozo. Like it's so close. It's one letter away from Bozo. That's.
I'd argue Boof is a fatter bozo.
Right. Yeah.
yes.
Like an inflatable Bozo that you can.
Yeah.
Like Lennox Lewis, it almost sounds like an expensive watch to me. That's what. Yeah. Look at this. This is me. That guy looks like me.
So you're going with Lennox Lewis.
Yeah.
2-2. Tommy.
Boy, I'm torn. A lot of great points here. It's another matchup of like Boof is a nickname where, it's almost like if we go by someone's birth name, we're rewarding their parents' decision making. And if we go by like a nickname, we're rewarding the person for like choosing a cool nickname. This is tough. A lot of great points on both sides. Boof Bonzer, though, to me, I think he just brings back good memories of the Yankees spanking the Minnesota Twins over their knees, where it's like, oh, Boof Bonzer's in the game. Time to put up fucking 4 home runs on this fat load of shit. So I, for that reason, am going to go Boof Bonzer just because it's like, he's Boof Bonzer,
But Boof is almost the onomatopoeia of like the ball hitting the bat. Just like,
right.
Boof!
Or he would
explain
get
every reason why he's not cool, and this we're doing coolest.
Well, it's greatest athlete names, and I guess you could. It's still not a great name. It's definitely not, but it is one of the funnier ones, which does make it great in its own way.
This is 116. Is that what you said?
What this? No, this is the Boof Bonzer is the 4.
Okay, that's still cool.
He would walk off the mound getting booed and convince himself they were just chanting his name.
So close to boo.
It's like waving at the crowd. Thanks, guys. All right, Big T, Boof Bonser or Lennox Lewis?
Some good points were made about the name Boof, but if you'll notice, he's wearing a Fightin' titanium necklace, of which I owned probably close to a dozen from 2006 to 2010. And for that reason, I've got to go with my guy Boof.
Boof's going to move on. The 4 seed knocks out Lennox Lewis. All right, next up, we have the 8 seed. And this one was, I think, on everyone's list. It is DeBrickashaw Ferguson, Jets offensive lineman. Very, very cool name. I think that's one where I feel like we don't appreciate how good DeBrickashaw Ferguson was as both a player and a name. Probably out of all the ones you've picked so far was like the most, not financially successful compared to Lennox Lewis, but still like very, very good NFL player, which is I feel like rare when you get the actual cool name. But he's going up against another very good player, the legendary Detlef Schrempf. Great name. Solid cameo on Parks and Rec. If I do say myself, solid player. I'm not gonna say great player, but pretty solid player. We'll start with you this time. Big T, Detlef Schrempf or DeBrickashaw Ferguson.
Yeah, I was gonna go with Detlef because of the Parks and Rec connection. He's great on that show, but in terms of just name, you can't go against DeBrickashaw. There's simply no way. So as good of a cameo actor as Detlef Schrempf has proven himself to be, you just can't. If anyone, I will judge anyone who did not pick DeBrickashaw Ferguson.
It's just such a cool name. Tommy,
Yeah.
DeBrickashaw versus Detlef.
I need somebody else to go because I'm trying to look something up pertaining to this topic that I would really like to share. I'm trying to find it on my phone.
All right, Coley.
Peculiar. This is a bloodbath. Detlef Schrempf, no offense, should not have made this bracket. This is a bloodbath. Not only he has to be almost by default the Jets' best offensive player this millennium.
Nick Mangold, pretty good.
He was not better. He would tell you to your face DeBrickashaw Ferguson was better.
You sure is Cheah? You're like really like breaking. You're like Bilal Powell was pretty good.
No, Curtis Martin, early Curtis Martin, beginning of the century.
Early Curtis Martin was on the Patriots and was last
season. Chad Pennington.
Curtis Martin was on the Jets, 2000. Very good player.
And Brandon Marshall had a good year there.
Yeah. I mean, you're right.
He was their left tackle for a decade, was he not?
Sustained durability. Yeah. Him and Mangold are right there. Very, very good players.
Also got a lot of flack for the years because one of the greatest tweeters of all time took DeBrickashaw as his display name in Dragonfly Jones. Mm-hmm. And he did that specifically because he could not believe how good of a name DeBrickashaw was. It's DeBrickashaw Ferguson. I
would agree with you. Next, Tommy, you got your fact?
I can't find it, but here's what it is that DeBrickashaw Ferguson from Freeport, Long Island, went to high school with my cousin. My cousin told me this when I was like 13. And for some reason, I was like, this is my in. And I Facebook friended him and messaged him like, yo, DeBrickashaw, like, I'm Linda Kelly's cousin. Like, please add me back or something like that. He never responded. I can't find it to find the exact wording. But because I am more or less related to DeBrickashaw Ferguson, I'm going to be putting him through.
I don't think he's ever responded to anyone that's addressed him as "Yo, DeBrickashaw."
And then I think I actually met DeBrickashaw Ferguson at one of Willie Cologne's parties.
He's been in the office. Super nice guy.
Yeah, I did not bring up that story.
All right, Nick, DeBrickashaw or Detlef?
I'd argue that Detlef Schrempf is a bad name. The MPF at the back reminds me of when people were trying to burn Donald Trump with Drumpf, which is just okay. But DeBrickashaw is unique because it'll never be a normal name in our lifetime. It might be a normal name in like the year 4100, but it would also be normal. Like I could see him up in a tree with Zacchaeus, the tax collector in biblical times. It just doesn't fit in right now. So, I mean, you got to go DeBrickashaw for how versatile it is, but how unique it is in our time.
He's going to move on, but I'm assuming football guy Cheah, you're picking DeBrickashaw.
There's going to be a ton of DeBrickashaws in like 200 years. It'll probably be in the top 10 names.
Yeah, it'll be right behind Muhammad.
Yes.
No, I actually was going to pick Detlef Schrempf. There is a, I'll get into the DeBrickashaw stuff later, but Detlef Schrempf, very good song by the band of Horses, called obviously Detlef
Yes,
Schrempf.
love that.
Ooh,
Love
those are
that.
good,
Yeah, great. Jay.
Good pull.
Yep. He was also third banana on the 96 Sonics team that went to the finals. Pretty good. DeBrickashaw Ferguson obviously much better pro career than him, but Detlef Schrempf obviously no such, and I do very much enjoy his name. Better if I had to pick one, so I would have picked Detlef.
All right, Owen.
I would have went DeBrickashaw Ferguson.
Yeah, I think I would have went there as well. So one lone vote for the German from Argentina. Next up, we have our 1 seed versus our 16 seed. Our 1 seed is Rusty Kuntz.
Mhm.
Rusty Kuntz
Yeah.
on every list. Rusty
Yeah.
Kuntz, one of the greatest names, arguably in this case, because he's the 1 seed, the greatest name in baseball or pro sports history. Fantastic name. I'm sure he was cursed with it basically his entire life. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe back when he was playing or when he was really young, like Kuntz wasn't really used in that same sort of context. But I feel like it kind of was. This guy would have killed it in Australia. They would have loved him there.
Yeah.
But we're going to start out with you, Owen. Or actually, no, I forgot it. We have to do our 16 seed. Our 16 seed is a very recent addition. In fact, I would say I only discovered this person this morning, and it's Sienna Riepelman. This person, one of the all-time great athletes in history.
That's right.
A thief in the night for sure. Like just able to like go in there and like people say like repoing cars is not a pro sport. I would disagree.
Yeah.
I would say if you're
Wait.
able to like.
Do we know who took it? Who took Northern New Jersey's Repo Man of the Year from her in 2016?
I didn't look into it. I didn't check what happened in the off year. But she's she's really good, able to sneak into the night, steal an entire ass minivan without anyone noticing. I would say that's a huge feat of athleticism, if ever there was one. But we're starting with you, Owen. Sienna Riepelman versus Rusty Kuntz.
Oh, this is tough. Sienna Riepelman just rolls right off the tongue. But I guess Rusty Kuntz is more transcendent. I'll go with that.
What's the etymology there? What's the country of origin for was it Rapomen?
It's a great question. I feel like it's like a little bit English.
Ah,
Or actually maybe a little bit German. They're used to repossessing stuff, I would say.
brother.
More so. All
It
right.
sounds patois almost.
Yeah, it does.
Riepelman.
Sounds like the name of someone who could be thrown off a parking garage and get up just fine. Cheah, Rusty Kuntz or Sienna Riepelman?
So should I give the backstory to this?
Yeah, go ahead and give the backstory to the listeners.
So we're taping this. It's Tuesday. This morning I woke up and it appeared that my vehicle was stolen from my driveway. Did everything, checked security tapes, etc. Checked Toyota apps, called the police, filed a stolen vehicle report, and they found out minutes later that it was repossessed. So I had to go back and check my statements and my emails, and I had set up what I had believed was auto pay for my car loan. So much so that I got an email in my personal email, which I'd set it up, that said, I don't want to mess this up because the verbiage is extremely important. You've successfully scheduled your auto loan payment. What that means to me is I have successfully set up auto pay.
Mm-hmm.
What it actually means, it appears, is I have successfully set up an automobile loan payment. They forgot the mobile to make it very clear. I heard from these people one more time. They said you have a payment due in 10 days or something like that. I figured, well, I have auto pay set up. Who cares? And never thought about it again. And they repossessed my car last night. Probably the easiest repo job of all time. I always back into my driveway. So these people probably didn't even pull into my driveway, probably just hooked up the hook to the front of my car and are like, later, loser. Like, my security camera will pick up if someone across the street farts. They had no knowledge of anybody in the vicinity of my driveway. So Sienna Repo Man, incredible job. Absolute thief in the night. I thought that the person who did this was like the highest tech car thief in the world, because they had disabled the Toyota app from seeing where the car was last parked and where it was. It was at an undisclosed location. So I was like, how did they do this? Sorry, go ahead.
Your car was off, right? Doesn't the car have to be on and then turned off to like re-up where?
I'm not sure about that, because it should say like the location of it. It should be able to like track it. It's
not like a low
if it
jack
got
though.
stolen, they'd be able to use that, whether or not it was turned on or not.
And now,
Right.
so which athlete is a part of this? Reepeman?
Sienna Repoman. Oh yeah, and also I feel like that's something we forgot to mention in the story, is that it is a Toyota Sienna that was repossessed.
Yes. Very nice.
So who are you picking, Cheah?
I mean, I got to give respect to the best in the game, Sienna Reepeman. Didn't even get picked up by my Simply Safe cameras. Unbelievable job, an absolute thief in the night. Didn't break any windows, didn't do anything. Somehow got all the doors unlocked, or I guess just hooked up the thing and bounced completely unseen. So Sienna Reepeman, the absolute GOAT. I don't know what happened in 2016 or 18 to present, but certainly a strong contender for the 2022 Northern New Jersey Reepeman of the Year.
Agreed. Nick.
It's Rusty Cunts. Against a fictional thing. That's not a sport. This man's Rusty Cunts.
It's the one that's an athlete. It's Rusty Cunts.
Fair enough. Coley?
Yeah, I mean, we like to advance the 16 seed. It was a nice twist on the chain game this week. It's literally Rusty, and now, especially since he's become a first base coach. I don't know if he still is currently, but he was at least for a while with the Kansas City Royals. And you put Cunts next to really any first name, and I'm gonna laugh, or any other name rather. Rusty just makes it like you need a tetanus shot. Like, it's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Tommy.
You gotta wonder why he decided to start going by Rusty. Like, he could have, like, Russell Cunts isn't a great name, but it's better than Rusty Cunts for sure. Like, I don't know. I think that his only way to make it work was to become very successful, like, and famous. And then it's like, it's funny that his name is Rusty Cunts, as opposed to if he was just, like, I don't know, going about his daily life. Being named Rusty Cunts would be quite depressing. But yeah, it's Rusty Cunts. It's easily Rusty Cunts. I do think that I've heard Sienna Reepeman might have went to high school with Round Gary. That was a rumor. I cannot confirm nor deny that, and it's not enough to put her through.
Now,
fair enough.
I mean, everybody back then was named Dick anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't think this was going to turn any heads.
Yeah, that's very true.
We're only Cunts, though.
Big T, what would you have picked?
I would not have done this if it would have affected the outcome. However, as we were going through, I went and listened, and his name is Rusty Kuntz, which I understand it says Cunts. I feel like that's a pretty big distinction.
Do you feel like it's actually Kuntz, or do you feel like that's?
I listened to him say his name, and he said,
"Well, of course he said it."
Yeah.
If my name was Rusty Cunts, I would let everyone hear about it. So I'm voting for Sienna Reepeman out of principle. However, if the decision was in the balance, we have to advance Rusty Cunts. But I'm sticking with my convictions.
Fair enough. Rusty Cunts is going to move on. That's like the first time I think the one seed has actually advanced in the bracket in a very long time.
Since Jeff left. Yeah.
This is a tremendous upset.
It's a
guy with a very funny name versus a fake non-athlete, and like this had all the makings for just a regular 16 seed win.
Yep, especially on the bracket. All right, on the other side of the bracket, we have our 6 seed first, Tiger Woods. Yeah. Tiger Woods, that's another name where it's like you're kind of just destined for greatness, even though it's not technically his real name, which definitely takes points off. But Tiger Woods, great name, great coxman. He's going up against a literal god in God Sham God. God Sham God's gonna be a tough one for Tiger to beat. Start with you, Big T. God Sham God or Tiger Woods?
You know, I fancy myself a good Christian boy. With that said, his name is God. I mean, the balls on those parents. You can't. I don't know if it's more sacrilegious to pick with or against God Sham God.
And that's his given name, by the way. I should note that that's his born like licensed name.
Yeah,
like that's
absolutely.
what he was given. Yeah.
I feel like I have to go. I mean, that's the better name. Tiger Woods is Tiger Woods because of what he's accomplished. His name is God. So
fair. Tommy, God Sham God or Tiger Woods?
His parents really doubled down where the last name is Sham God. It's like, oh, it's got God in there. That could put some pressure on him. And then they just went first name God too. I think it's an awesome name. You don't see many parents be like, yep, this kid. They look at him. They're like, let's look at his smile. What does he look like? And they just say, oh, he's a god. He just looks like a god to me. That's rare. That takes balls. So I'm going to go with God. I mean, Tiger Woods, that's just not his name. His name's Eldrick, right? That name sucks.
Eldrick Taunt.
Eldrick Taunt.
Ugh. Is that real? Taunt?
God.
Yes. Cheah does not like that at all. The most disgusted face I've ever seen. Coley.
I mean, I understand it's not his given name. His name is definitely Tiger Woods. Like I imagine that's like on his like debit card at this point. Like I don't think anyone's going to give him any trouble going by Tiger. I'm upset I forgot God Sham God on my list because it's an all time. It not only is an all time name, it's an all time name of a move. In basketball, like the Sham God is as crisp when that gets pulled off, especially really at any level. When it gets pulled off, it will draw oohs and ahs every single time. It's almost unjust. He wasn't like the best basketball player of all time, but the mark he left on the game is undeniable, and his name will ring out throughout his. It's literally there's God in there twice. Even God doesn't have two gods.
He doesn't.
It's a very good.
Well,
point.
kind of three.
All right.
How you
All right.
look at it.
All right, Nick.
So, oh man. On one hand, God Sham God's son, named Sham God, played for Fairmont State University, which is in West Virginia, right outside from WVU. I went to go see him play. Wasn't that good, but I feel like I have a connection to him. But I don't want the wrath of Riggs. Hell no. I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. So you got to go Tiger here.
Riggs is backstage watching right now. He can't wait till Thursday for the bracket drop. He watches backstage every week.
He'll be on you, Cheah.
I've always really liked Tiger Woods as an athlete, but I mean, God Sham God by a mile. I mean, I feel like this is the the front runner for the whole thing. Like Coley said, incredible basketball move. I believe Owen, correct me if I'm wrong, did he go to Providence?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so I mean,
prior.
Yeah, so God Sham God. Is this real that he doesn't like Family Guy?
Yes.
It's fact. I'm sorry.
Does that change? Does that sway your? Does that?
No, I don't know anyone that's like I don't like Family Guy. Like you can. I don't know. It's objective. It's a very funny show. I don't. That's.
I mean, the executives at Fox didn't like Family Guy. They canceled it 2 seasons in.
Wait, what?
It was off the air for like 4 years. DVDs are the reasons it got like it became one of the most sold DVD bundles of all time, and that's why Fox brought it back.
Peter Griffin Family Guy?
The very same.
So you're saying it was 2 seasons and then it just was canceled and then they brought it back like 4 years later?
I don't know if it was 4, but yeah, there was a gap of time.
Yes, big gap.
Okay, I must have missed that. Very good show. So, I would disagree with God on that one, but I mean, great name.
Fox is notorious with, I think, comedic cartoons. As Cole, you know, they also canceled Futurama, one of my favorite shows ever. So fuck them for that. Okay, so that's they're gonna move on. Good old God. What would you have picked, Owen? I'm assuming God Sham
I would
God.
have went God Sham God as well.
Yeah,
The fact that he's got a move that will always be named after him, it's timeless. I mean, Tiger gets to go by one name, which is cool. But it was a word that already has its own meaning.
What other players have basketball players have a move named after them?
Steve Smith, strangely enough.
I know. Briefly, we were calling the behind the back and then hit the elbow back the other way. Rondo. I don't know.
Yeah, but even that, I would
Jason
give you
Williams?
Jason Williams.
Jason Williams,
Yeah.
I thought,
Yeah.
yeah.
The Rondo's when you bring it behind your back and then lay it in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but there is another one. Yeah. There's a decent amount.
Chase down block for LeBron, maybe.
That's like a move.
Still,
That's just like,
Sham God's the only one you would really say the name in the moment.
yes, exactly.
Kobe is when you shoot trash from any distance into the trash receptacle.
Into a trash can. Yes.
What about don't you? Isn't Lamar Odoming when you like pass out from gas station?
Jesus. Don't even want to know where that one's going. All right. Next up, we have our number 3
seed.
The
possibility of a wow sham wow. Which
yeah.
Oh,
don't even want to think about that. Dick Butkus up next. Dick Butkus, Bear Great, awesome name, and he could back it up because he was a fucking beast. Absolutely had to be on this list, and I'm very happy I got him into the 3 seed. And they're going up against an anus favorite, Pokey Reese.
Game over.
Pokey Reese versus Dick Butkus is the battle of the start. We have 2 anus guys on the pod, which may swing it in his favor. So we'll start out with you, Owen. Pokey Reese or Dick Butkus?
Dick Butkus, like, is that really a great name? Grow up. Like, are we just gonna laugh out just naming body parts taboo? Pokey Reese is incredible. We'll move him forward.
1 for Pokey. All right, Cheah.
Nick, was that good?
That was great, thank you.
Yeah, I've never been a huge fan of the Dick Butkus name. Incredible player, legendary player. Also, very good on the TV show Hang Time, where he was the coach of a basketball team whose best player was, I believe her name was Julie. She was a girl, tore it up, state champ. I read the first line. His name is Poop Fartkus. Almost. But I will definitely go with Pokey Reese. I think that's a very cool name. Pokey is just, hokey pokey, maybe his friends called him that at some point. So yeah, Pokey Reese.
Nothing cooler than that.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Yo, is it cool if Hokey Pokey comes?
You gotta meet my boy Hokey Pokey.
Oh yeah, she's dating Hokey Pokey.
Nick, not that I need to ask, but
I mean, I have a Pokey Reese shelf right up. No, that's my Pokemon. Pokey Reese right up there. I mean,
Pokemon and Pokey Reese, simple man.
Yeah, that's my And then I have a Poke Bowl just stinking up the bottom shelf of there. But I mean, does anybody have a Dick Butkus shelf? Doubt it.
There's a likelihood in Chicago it exists somewhere.
No chance.
Maybe in a garage.
Yeah, in a garage.
Yeah, but not like this is prime real estate. This is in my kitchen.
Yeah. All right, so that's 3 for Pokey Reese. Coley.
I mean, it's hard for me to pick against anyone who was on the 2004 Red Sox. Very hard. I was also at a game where Pokey Reese hit 2 home runs in the same game, which
he's the man.
I think he hit 25 for like his career, so that was quite an occurrence. The other guy's name is Dick Butkus. Like, what? It has to be Dick Butkus. Like, I don't even think was it Richard Butkus? I think it was just Dick Butkus.
Poop Fartkus, apparently.
Yeah, good point. It was.
I mean, his name is 2 disgusting things: butts and kissing. So.
Yeah, but when you put them together.
Yeah,
Tommy.
One awesome thing, and then it's all gross.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. The other thing you like too, I would assume. That's your.
I hate when guys kiss my butt. Just put that dick in there.
Tommy,
a much better name would be Butt Dick Kiss.
Yeah,
Just flip those around.
Yeah.
Butt Dick Kiss.
But
You gotta read
kiss.
it in the same cadence as like pot, meat, kettle, like dick, butt kiss.
Yeah. Dick
It's almost
meat
like-
butt.
It's very close to Budissy, which is the smell of butt, dick, pussy after sex.
Yeah.
So Dick Butkus is in that realm. Tommy, what are you picking? Dick Butkus or Pokey Reese?
I mean, Dick Butkus is maybe the funniest name of all time. It's Dick, which is penis. That's
Yeah.
funny. It's butt, which is also funny. It's the opposite of a dick. I don't know if it's the opposite of dick, but it's on the other side of your dick. And then kiss, butt kiss, dick butt kiss. I actually think.
Wait, do you think the opposite of dick is butt more than pussy?
He's never thinking about pussy, Nick.
Never.
The opposite of dick is pussy.
Well, but you put dick in butt. You don't put it in pussy.
Yeah, you're right.
Very, very good point. All right, we're
Yeah.
3-2 for Pokey Reese, but Dick Butkus making a furious comeback. Big T.
I feel like Dick Butkus is suffering from the longevity of its own greatness. Like Dick Butkus has been the standard for so long that now people want to be cool and trendy and like, oh, Dick Butkus actually isn't funny. Like it is. You can't pick Pokey. There are names on this list I would have listened to in a matchup against Dick Butkus, but Pokey Reese ain't one of them.
All right, so then we're tied up. Dick Butkus 3, Pokey Reese. I mean, I was gonna like try and think of a reason to vote for Pokey Reese, but even just saying Dick Butkus, like I gotta vote for Dick
It's
Butkus.
Pokey Reese.
But it's Dick Butkus. It's just such a good name. I have to vote for it.
You guys have all made your bed, and now you'll
You'll
I mean,
you'll
the
pay.
well was poisoned when Cheah said hokey pokey. It did you
Yeah.
guys no favors.
He threw dead animals in the well with that one. All right, next up we have the number 10 seed, Dick Trickle. Dick Trickle, NASCAR driver, which does count as an athlete in this case. Dick Trickle, 36 top 10 wins in NASCAR, which is something I learned upon finding his name. A great name though. Dick Trickle means pre-cum. We'll start with you this time, Big T. Are you going to vote for Dick Trickle or our number 7 seed? Oh, I went the wrong way.
I was so excited.
Cannonball Titcomb.
Oh yeah.
Cannonball Titcomb.
Oh, no.
Born to Fanny Titcomb. He did a lot of weird things during his career. Only played for a short time. Cannonball Titcomb versus Dick Trickle. You get to vote first, Big T.
This comes down to an era argument for me. Cannonball Titcomb played in an era where everybody's name was, cigarette butt sex. So Dick Trickle was, going up against guys with real names. Cannonball Titcomb. Everybody had a name like that. So you have to go Dick Trickle.
I mean, there's no need to vote on anyone else. We're moving forward. Cigarette butt sex.
Cigarette butt sex is now on the list.
This is something we do, by the way, Big T. So I think you just tanked this one. We're gonna skip. I think we have to move on. Cigarette butt sex by default.
Yeah, we're moving on.
Already.
Cigarette butt sex.
Cigarette butt sex is our new. We're gonna make him the 7 seed over.
He was a pitcher for the St. Louis Browns.
I remember him from his Spiders days. That's when he had his prime.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus. Okay. We're just gonna move straight into the number 2.
Wait,
versus
hold
number
on. I want to bring something up because I just looked up Cannonball Titcomb. Apparently, like Wikipedia goes, Liddell Titcomb, often erroneously referred to as Cannonball Titcomb. Apparently, nobody his whole life ever called this guy Cannonball Titcomb. And then after he died, the records for some reason just started referring to him as like, oh, old Cannonball Titcomb, but never was he ever referred to as Cannonball Titcomb. That's pretty wild.
That's a great name, though. I mean, I'm sure he's rolling in his grave, but just with happiness that he's now got a new nickname that's way better than, what was it? Lendell? Like, fuck that. Cannonball's way cooler. So we could just skip below right on past this and go to our number 2 seed, Cocoa Crisp.
Oh yeah.
Cocoa Crisp is going to be on everyone's list. It had to be a top seed. One of the coolest names. And the fact that he was pretty good. He was a pretty damn good player. So I feel like he kind of backs up What are you laughing at, Cheah? You don't think Cocoa Crisp is good?
No, the third fact is very funny.
Oh, okay. It's in his Wikipedia if you want to look it up. Cocoa Crisp is going up against our number 15 seed, who is technically not an athlete, although kind of is, but is not a professional current athlete. It's Velvet Milkman. Velvet Milkman had to make the list. This is a name where I think we've mentioned it so many times that we just had to pick it in here. So Velvet Milkman versus Cocoa Crisp. We'll start with you again, Big T.
Cocoa Crisp should have been the 1 seed in this bracket. I remember hearing the name Velvet Milkman at one point. Don't care. She looks like a shitty middle school teacher. Obviously, it's Cocoa Crisp.
By the way, Velvet Milkman, I believe, is the tennis coach or golf coach at Murray State. I don't know if people know that.
You're talking about athletic director.
Oh, athletic director at Murray
State.
State.
Show some goddamn respect.
Fair enough. All right, Tommy, who are you going with? Cocoa Crisp or Velvet Milkman?
Easy Cocoa Crisp. I think anyone our age, Cocoa Crisp. He just became a fan favorite just for the name. I remember a Yankees-Indians game one time during a rain delay, like just screaming Coco over and over. And then I did get his autograph along with Brandon Phillips on my mitt. Cocoa Crisp, I mean, just a legend in the game. It's got to be Coco.
It's 2 for Coco. Coley.
I don't know that Cocoa Crisp had the best name in that iWords outfield. He played with a fella named Milton Bradley.
He did.
Also, I don't think he made this list, but you talk about a hell of an outfield of names, right? I don't even care who else was out there with them. It was probably Grady Sizemore, now that I think about it.
The Grady Sizemore is a great name. I'm going to sound dumb here.
That's a stacked outfield.
I also, I looked up some lists too, good names, make sure I'm not forgetting any. I saw Milton Bradley on some. What am I missing?
It's like the name of like a board game company. Yeah. Old-timey game company.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I'm missing.
They made like all of the games.
Yes,
I feel like.
Every board game you played was made by Milton Bradley.
Okay.
Basically.
Missed that.
Is there any relation
like,
to
Milton
that?
stinks. That's a bad name.
That just I was like, I knew I had to be missing something, but I did not bother to investigate what it was.
Mm-hmm.
The sickest one would be General Electric.
Oh.
JP Power.
JP Power.
You call his teammates the associates. I'll be honest. Cocoa Crisp, I get another Red Sox World Series champion. Covelli is a better name. Covelli is an incredible name. Like he could be an Italian sex god with the name Covelli. And I believe he's also a boxer, Steven, so he'll knock people out as well. The answer is Velvet Milkman.
Now we're expecting that to go. Nick.
I mean, I think there's some anti-Cocoa Crisp happening from you, KenJac, by not using his Afro pictures.
There was a lot, but this one was the best quality picture I could find.
The only thing that I can knock against Velvet Milkman is that she's not a black pimp. And
no, pretty much the opposite of that.
If they do a winning time about Pat Summitt, then maybe like she has a job.
Okay,
but
she has a job.
Respect.
She looks like Pat Summitt.
No, she doesn't.
Well, who plays Tyler Summitt, Big T, in that documentary?
We're not doing this tonight. Tyler Summitt is married happily with a family. Let the man live.
Married to who? One of his former players when he was a coach?
Yes. The player that got him fired.
Yes. Okay, so Nick, you're gonna vote for.
I gotta go Cocoa Crisp.
Love is love. All right, Cheah.
Yeah, this is a pretty tough one because like was Cocoa Crisp, is he like has he achieved a lot, I guess, in Major League Baseball? I'm not super familiar with baseball players.
Yeah.
Played for 15 years.
Is he like an all-star like that
pitches,
level?
I believe.
He was good.
But like, is he like an all-star caliber player?
He might have made one all-star team. Let me look this up.
He stole bases.
AL stolen base leader 2011, World Series champion 2007.
Brett Gardner, that prick. I didn't like him that year.
Okay, so he seems like kind of like a niche player, like a good role guy, but like you're not building a team around him. I mean, Velvet Milkman, that's like an incredible name. Velvet, extremely smooth, one of the most pleasant surfaces or fabrics you can touch. Milkman, I mean, I don't know if that occupation still exists, but a pretty cool name. I don't know if she really
It does, by
taught
the way.
John
My
Moran
school had a major for it.
a major.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
What were those
I think it's got to be Velvet Milkman.
All right. It's another one for Velvet Milkman. Owen, which way are you going to go? Cocoa Crisp or Velvet Milkman?
In a bloodbath, Velvet Milkman.
Oh, fuck. That means I have to tie break for this. And I think
Coco Crisp pulls it off because he was like a beloved player who was utility, stole bases, fan favorite, all this stuff. Like, it's a cereal. It sounds like a cereal mascot.
Yeah,
it's true. But it's just such a cool name to say. But I'll go with Velvet.
Sounds like a rock star.
Yeah, I'll go with Velvet Milkman as well. And move on our 15 seed here. Even though she's not a current. I don't even know if she ever was like a pro LG. That's not the way I'm going with this. What's the lady golf thing? Not the way I was going with that. What's the lady golf association? Yeah, LPGA.
Yeah, are we considering? We're considering women athletes for this.
Yeah, only the one. I wasn't gonna go crazy.
Okay, yeah,
like that. All right, so she's gonna move on. Now we can just blow through the rest of this. We have the number 4 seed, Boof Bonser versus the number 5 seed Slam Dunkley.
What the fuck is Boof still doing around here?
Owen, you pick first. Stan Dunkley or Boof Bonser?
Now, so is it like greatest name, like you would want it, or funny plays?
I think you could go any way you want with it.
Because that's where I'm struggling with Boof Bonser and Rusty Cunts.
You would hate being named Boof. Rusty is.
Yeah.
You could.
I think
you could
Owen would
work
pull
with
off
Rusty.
Boof? I don't.
Yeah.
I'm picturing the kid who looks like a thumb in Recess.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
What was his name? There was Gus Griswold is the only character's name I can remember off the top of my head from Recess.
Could be
Griswold,
that.
Everyone always
Recess?
says I look
Ashley
like
Spinelli.
Randall from Recess.
Yeah,
yeah. Spinelli?
You do
Randall?
look like Randall. Holy shit.
Yeah, and they say you rat fuck.
Yeah.
Mikey Bloomberg was the big guy's name. He was Jewish. I would not have seen that coming at all. Mikey Bloomberg.
Mikey Bloomberg.
Yeah.
What was the
boy?
what was the black guy's name on that?
Let's see.
Something mildly racist, I presume.
Probably.
Yeah. Although I guess they were a little bit.
He only wore a basketball jersey.
TJ Detweiler.
TJ Detweiler was a good
was
one.
The man.
Vincent Pierre.
Oh, cool.
LaSalle. Vincent Pierre LaSalle.
Great.
Yeah,
Oh, he had a
Vincent
hyphenated
LaSalle,
name?
Yeah.
I think it was just Vincent LaSalle.
Vincent LaSalle, then. Yeah, let's go with that. Gretchen Grundler, Ashley Spinelli. That was the one I was missing.
Yep.
Some good names, high quality names. Principal Prickly. Did not remember that.
Very good movie to Recess the movie.
Pretty solid.
Fuck it, give me Boof Bonser.
Recess was a wannabe Hey Arnold. I'll say it.
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of a mid Hey Arnold.
Finally, someone did.
I would argue.
I'd agree with that.
This is my cross
I would argue,
the bear, boys. Go ahead and disagree.
I think Recess is better than Hey Arnold, and I like them both.
That's rivaling your Tiger take.
Sheesh. That's a tough one, Cheah.
Recess is
Coley.
very good. Much better animation on that, too.
They're like the same animators, I'm pretty sure. Like it's the same group, same guys making both shows. It's like the same exact thing, more or less.
I don't think I always find better animation better.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Anyway, Coley, Boof Bonser, Slam Dunkley.
Slam Dunkley is like if you can you imagine how hard it was for Slam Dunkley when he turned 21 and had to present an ID that said Slam Dunkley. There's no way he got let into the first like 7 bars he tried to get into. There's no way you get pulled over with the name Slam Dunkley, they're arresting you.
They're arresting.
10 out of 10 times. They're like, you are not what this says. You have to carry around like so much documentation. They tell
Or
you
they
not to
think-
carry around your social security card. He has to because his name is Slam Dunkley.
Or they think nobody would be stupid enough to make their fake ID name Slam Dunk.
Like a McLovin type scenario. Like,
yeah. It has to be an all-time hassle, and for him to keep pushing like this, he just has my all-time respect.
yeah, where I guess that's like his thing. He has to tell people, "Hey, look up this St. Joseph's rowing team. You'll see my name is legit." Like,
Yeah,
you're going to jail.
He's like, I mean,
sorry.
this
Gotta
is the
be
least
showing
douchey
second, third, and fourth.
Please
fourth
Google me.
forms everywhere.
Yeah. It would just not have worked out. All right, so we're 1-1 right now. Nick, Boof Bonser.
I feel really
Stan.
bad for Slam Dunkley because every time he meets somebody, it's just like, "Oh, do you play basketball?" Like it's got to be a horrible.
That's
life.
racist.
That's fair. That should be his response every
That's
time
probably
he
his
gets asked.
response.
That
Yeah.
should be his response. That's so good. It's Slam Dunkley in a landslide.
Slam 2 for Slam Dunkley. Cheah.
I feel like being a first base coach has to be like one of the easiest jobs of all time, right? Because pretty much all you gotta do is be like stay, or if it's like a double, like laying it out, like you can pretty much tell who your guys are if they're gonna be fast enough to be. That's got to be the easiest job of all time, right?
What does that have to do with anything?
Oh, I'm just saying, like Boof Bonser to be a first base coach, like that
not.
name.
I was
He's-
not.
He's not. He's a
Rusty.
pitcher.
So Rusty Kuntz was a first base coach. I thought.
Oh,
I was
damn.
Bonzer was a middle relief pitcher.
Yeah.
That messes it up because I feel like Boof Bonser.
Did he throw a submarine, Tommy? I feel like he threw
Also,
submarine.
either way,
I
we're
don't
doing
think so.
names. No?
I know, but I'm associating with the actual characters. Rusty Kuntz.
No, he was not submarine.
Rusty Kuntz, great name. The fact that Big T said it was potentially Kuntz does kind of throw me a little
Not
bit.
in this vote.
Not in this
Yeah.
vote.
Oh, I thought it
Yes.
was.
It's
it
Boof
was-
Bonser for Slam Dunkley.
Oh, right. Okay. It bugs me that Slam Dunkley did crew. I don't want to advance anyone that does crew.
Struggling. By the way, I looked up
Big
Boof Bonser's
Zuckerberg
delivery.
stan or something.
No, but that's
What was
it's
that?
just-
Winklevoss? Yeah.
It's just not a. It's not a. It's not any. It's. I
I feel
can't do
like
it. I'm not
you
advancing
would
Slam
throw
Dunkley.
crew.
Boof
Yeah, I would have
Bonser.
pictured you being a crew guy.
I'm not waking up early when I don't have to.
By the way, I looked up Boof Bonser's delivery. He has one of the ugliest pitches I think I've ever seen in my life. Like his feet only separate by like a foot. I don't even know how you pitch like that. Whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Just too chunky. Okay, Tommy.
That's tough. I love Boof Bonser, but Slam Dunkley, I mean, it's Slam Dunkley. Like, and the fact that he did row is funnier. Like, I'm more likely to vote for him as a rower than maybe almost any other sport that he could have chosen. Like, Slam Dunkley being a rower is about as funny as it gets. So I'm going Slam Dunk. I'd also like to address, I tweeted out a little bit ago, may have a little piece of apple pie as we record the bracket, just a little something extra for the fans. My stomach really hurts. I do not want to have this piece of apple pie, but I'm going to anyway because I promised, and promises made, promises delivered. So I'm going to get the apple pie.
Don't have a choice. Okay, Big T.
Yeah, I think Slam has already advanced, but that's. I went with Boof in the beginning, but I also said you have to take into account real names versus nicknames. As Tommy's getting his pie, so yeah, Slam Dunkley, first name.
Slam Dunkley and double check your mic, Big T. I think it sounds like you're talking through your underwater or something like that. Okay, so next up we have the number 1 seed Rusty Kuntz. By the way, I didn't even mention, but Slam Dunkley is moving on. We have the number 1 seed Rusty Kuntz versus the number 8 seed DeBrickashaw Ferguson. This is going to be an interesting matchup. I'll start with you again, Owen. Rusty Kuntz, DeBrickashaw.
Fuck. This is tough. This feels like the championship. We're close to it. So Brickashaw Ferguson is one of the rare names that like gets away with that many syllables. I think. And it's
It
It
so
doesn't.
cool.
It doesn't sound wordy.
No.
Yeah.
It comes
As
out
many
not
syllables
close.
as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which seems almost impossible. I tried to play guitar. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, it sounded like an acoustic guitar.
Oh, you're uking.
Oh,
okay.
are you just strumming a ukulele during my turn?
No, it was just next to me and I had my hand on it. I slipped. My bad.
All right.
Classic slip strum of a guitar.
Yeah, Rusty Cunts it's a quick gag laugh. I'll go DeBrickashaw Ferguson. I just love it.
So one for the brick. Coley.
DeBrickashaw is such a I'm a firm believer that when you give a child a name, you are setting them on a path. Like there's just certain names, and I use it a lot, but like Gronk couldn't have been a quarterback. He was everything about his name led to his stature, which led to him being a tight end. Like he could never have done anything else. It was the stars, the cosmos, Nick. It was the cosmos.
It was it always is.
When they named, because Tony Ferguson just kicked the shit out of someone in the foot. Like
the opposite. He got the shit kicked out of him.
Shit kicked out. Well, either way, like Tony Ferguson could not have been a left tackle. He just couldn't have. DeBrickashaw Ferguson, that guy was going to be in the trenches. It didn't matter where, he was going to be in the trenches, and more often than not, dominating in them. It's DeBrickashaw.
2 for DeBrickashaw. Nick.
I mean, on one hand, there's other good NFL names that are almost equivalent to DeBrickashaw Ferguson. I think like Barkevious Mingo is good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's almost on the same tier.
What's similar about
them? They're just powerful names. I think it's just the same vibe.
Yeah, but DeBrickashaw was really good, and Mingo kind of like
Barkevious Mingo's nickname. His nickname's Kiki Mingo. So
that's awesome too.
I think he also did some predatory things, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, didn't know that.
Oh,
okay. We're just talking name here. But Barkevious doesn't have a comma in his name, and that's huge for me. That's really, really big for me. Not a comma, an apostrophe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we knew what you're going for. Upside down.
Yeah.
The comma of the sky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, Coley. It's DeBrickashaw Ferguson. I don't think, is there any other DeBrickashaws in the world ever?
What's the apostrophe breaking up there?
The D.
No, but I'm saying, like, what is it like when you say there with an apostrophe? Like you're dropping the A for R. So like, what's missing?
Right, they could have gone with an E or an A.
The A. Yeah.
Okay. I think the D is for Dat Boy.
It is.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Got like the dancing frog?
DeBrickashaw Ferguson.
Gotcha. I could get down with that. All right, so that's 3 for DeBrickashaw Ferguson. Cheah, you can send him home right now.
Definitely DeBrickashaw Ferguson. I wasn't going to vote for him against Detlef Schrempf, but I think in this matchup, he's a shoe-in. Very good guy. I believe he works at Goldman Sachs now. He's one of these guys who very smart post-career, like setting himself up. I mean, he's already like a millionaire multiple times over. I mean, he was the 4th pick in the 2006 draft. Also, I believe he's a black belt in Taekwondo. Really good guy. I shook his hands once in 2007 or 2006.
He didn't try to slap you like the Aerosmith guy, Steven Tyler?
He did not. But good guy. I'm going to vote for him. I do like his name. Strong contender for the finals for sure. So I'll vote for DeBrickashaw.
I mean, if we want to end the podcast right now, his middle name is Montgomery.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's a great point.
Yeah.
All right, Tommy, what would you have picked though?
I would have went to Brickashaw as well.
Yeah, and I'm assuming same with you, Big T.
Same.
All right, so now we have DeBrickashaw Ferguson versus the number 5 seed Slam Dunkley. We'll start with you first, Big T.
It's DeBrickashaw. Slam had a good run. In terms of pure name, taking nothing else into account, there's nothing that comes close to DeBrickashaw. I guess Coco Crisp is up there, but it's DeBrickashaw.
All right, so that's 1 for DeBrickashaw, Tommy.
I don't know. I think this is harder than Big T let on. I mean, I think Slam Dunkley is an incredible name. On the other side of things, DeBrickashaw Ferguson is more or less a part of my family. So I would have a hard time going against him. And I have to go DeBrickashaw.
It's another for DeBrickashaw. Cheah.
Thinking about it, it's actually, it is kind of funny that he does crew. It'd be funny if he could dunk, but like had the dunk repertoire of like Rebecca Lobo, where he could just like one hand dunk. That would be bad. So he is either totally a great dunker, or like Jason Richardson, or he's like, bottom of the barrel, can't do it. It's strong. But I mean, you got to go with DeBrickashaw Ferguson. That is finals worthy, championship worthy, I think. So I'm gonna roll with him.
Nick.
Is this the final, or there's another final?
This is the conference finals.
Okay.
We're seeing who's going to go up against cigarette butt fuck.
Yes,
Sex,
literally,
but-
yes, that is
yeah.
what's happening.
Um,
Cigarette butt sex.
So, if children were allowed to name themselves, Slam Dunkley would be the most common name in America. There would be, statistically, 4 of us would be Slam Dunkley on this podcast. And I'd hope to God it was me.
So that's one. You're the dissenting vote for Slam Dunkley.
Of course.
Coley. He's really struggling with Slam Dunkley.
DeBrickashaw is so perfect, so strong. But as we sit here, there are a lot of really good NFL names that didn't even make this list that I would
Sure.
pick above DeBrickashaw. Slam Dunkley's name is Slam Dunkley.
I feel like that's getting lost on people.
He walks up his first day of school when teachers read through the names for attendance. Every year, especially high school and college, when classes are bigger, there are people you don't really know. They got to early on in the D's, mind you, Dunkley, Slam. Those teachers must have had a fucking conniption. They couldn't believe what they were reading.
You know what I just found out, and this might be wrong because I just saw it on Reddit, but his middle name is Jam. So
Can't be.
Slam Jam Dunkley. I don't think they would do that because that doesn't even make sense.
Doesn't have to.
Yeah, exactly.
The only
Well,
upgrade to his name would be a transition to Slamantha.
Yeah.
if they had a girl and that's what they do. Owen.
It's
Slam
DeBrickashaw
Dunkley.
Ferguson for me as well. And I
All
would
right.
just be echoing the reasons, but I think it's just, powerful name.
All right, the 8 seed DeBrickashaw Ferguson is in our finals. On the other side of our bracket, we have Dick Butkus versus God Sham God. Owen, you get to go first.
Wow.
One is a God, one is Dick
Who-
Butkus.
Was it Tommy or Cheah who said, or maybe Big T, I'm lost, but somebody said Time might be going against Dick Butkus. It's almost had its run as the reigning champ.
Well, no, I
God
think he
sham
would
God.
go against it for that reason.
Yes.
Oh,
Right.
well,
Like
yeah,
if
well,
a Dick
continue.
Butkus just burst onto the scene, we'd be like, holy fuck,
Yeah.
that's the funniest thing that's ever happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll continue with your accusation of the trend. I'll go God Sham God
One for God Sham God. Coley.
as a friar.
And one is Dick Butkus.
Dick Butkus is as good as it gets. It really is. But man, oh man. Again, there's 2 gods. If he was God Champlain, that's even better. Fuck.
Oh, God. Wait a minute. That was your first last name you thought of?
Well, I was trying to stick with Sham, and then Sham Wow's already been said. So what was after that?
God
And
Sham
you just
God
were thinking of a
Champlain is
plain name.
amazing.
God Champlain.
Oh, yeah, that had to fit it.
Oh my
It-
God.
yeah.
Oh, that name rules.
I'm going God.
It's another for God Sham God. Nick.
I feel like Dick is such a cop-out for a funny name. And I understand he was one of the first to really lay it down. But, like, there's other dick names that could be funny. I think there's a Columbus high schooler right now. He's a soccer player. I think his name's Gage Wiener, and that's infinitely funnier than Dick.
But not as funny as did Buck Kiss.
Gage Wiener. That's like having
Gage,
a plug.
What I do every Tuesday night, I gauge some wiener.
He gauges some wieners. Seeing how
No,
hard
that's just
they
gay
are.
wiener, Tommy. It's very different.
You got to gauge them up.
I can't go Dick Butkus here.
So that's three for God.
Any other PP first name. PP Butkus would be funny.
Jay, Dick Butkus, or God, Sham God.
God, shame God. Dick Butkus is lucky to be here.
God, Sham God, moving to the conference finals. You get to pick first for your own selection, Big T. Velvet Milkman versus Cigarette Butt Sex.
I mean, what kind of hypocrite would I be to not pick the guy who threw 27 complete game shutouts for the St. Louis Browns in 1906? Cigarette Butt Sex.
Cigarette Butt Sex got one vote. Tommy.
It's easily cigarette butt sex. I mean, I don't think this is a competition. We've had some of these that they just come up out of nowhere and they steamroll through the entire bracket. Cigarette butt sex. I mean, sure. There's the domestic abuse allegations back in the day.
Yeah.
No, that was fine, but there was no allegations back in 1907.
Right. But you know what?
That was just
the allegations was that he wasn't beating.
Yes.
But my God, could the man paint the black with an 86-mile-per-hour fastball just blown by people? So I got to go cigarette butt sex.
2 for cigarette butt sex, Cheah.
This is cigarette butt sex versus God, Sham God?
No, versus Velvet Milkman.
Oh, okay. Cigarette butt sex.
Oh, yeah. Nick, I'm assuming you're moving on cigarette butt sex.
Yeah, but I like to think he spells it like SIGGARHETT. And then butt sex is just a hyphenated last name. The Butt family married the sex family.
His name is Sig Garrett Butt Sex.
Sig Garrett Butt sex.
Coley, I'm assuming you were.
Sigmund Garrett.
Coley, you're cigarette butt sex too.
I mean,
assuming.
I'm not going to step on the bid.
Fair enough. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Owen.
What was it? Sigrid Garrett Rhett Butt -sex.
Butt hyphen
Yes.
sex.
That one for sure.
And all due respect to God Sham God, but I'm going to move cigarette butt sex right by him to put cigarette butt sex versus Brickishaw Ferguson in our final round.
I think we would have had a couple of Sham Gods, to be honest with you. Stephen Cheah kind of tipped his hand. He was going with Sham God.
All right, well then let's we'll make it a vote then. Cigarette butt sex versus God Sham God. Owen, you go first.
God Sham God invented a pretty neat basketball move, but I would imagine cigarette butt sex invented the postcoital cigarette.
Oh yeah.
I'll go with cigarette butt sex again.
One for cigarette butt sex, Coley.
You really got to respect people who pitched in an era where the batter literally got to tell them where the ball had to be thrown. And to still put up the numbers, but yeah, it was an all-white league, and yeah, he fought to keep it that way. But damn it, if he wasn't a traditionalist, it's butt sex.
It's 2 for butt sex. Nick.
It's a shame what happened. That butt sex died of fever. I don't know. I'm trying to just add the lore here.
Took him down.
I don't know. Ever since Big T said cigarette butt sex, I've been a tremendous fan. And I don't. This is a no-brainer for me.
Cigarette butt sex. Another vote. Jay.
God, shame God. Nobody's higher than God. God, shame God. Like someone said, has got it twice. Yeah, taught Kevin Durant the Hezzy Jimbo. God, shame God.
Also a true fact that I didn't make up. Tommy.
That is true, yeah.
My grandpa died a very poor man with almost nothing to his name. But in his will, he left me a cigarette butt sex signed baseball card that he got way back in the day. That auction values have it $200,000 to $300,000. He notoriously would not sign anything cigarette butt sex.
That's a T206, I believe, as well.
Yes, yes, of course. So cigarette butt sex is easily moving on here. I have nothing signed from God Sham God.
What would cigarette butt sex's signature even look like? Because I don't think he would
Cigarette
write literally
going into an ass.
I think he
literally a burning
ashes a
cigarette.
cigarette on it and then farts. And that's
Cigarette
how he
butt sex
signs
is-
stuff.
Every signature is different, like a snowflake. They're all unique.
Cigarette butt sex moving on. You get to vote in the finals first. Big T, DeBrickashaw Ferguson or cigarette butt sex? For those listening to the pod,
That's a man who pumps
Big
heat
T.
routinely. You can tell.
this is audio too. Just did a little smoking
I
gesture.
made a cigarette mime motion.
This is
Wait,
the
no, I'm gonna
cigarette
need
mime?
that's just the first
is
name.
not
We need
the
the
way-
last name acted out too.
Yeah.
What's your address?
Yeah, do you want to fuck Tommy?
Big T, if you had to fuck one of us, who would it be?
Yeah, Big T.
I feel like Nick could bring some levity to the situation.
That was bad. That was gay. That was gay.
Yeah.
That was quick.
That wasn't
was
gay
quick.
at all.
How fast he answered
You
that
guys
was
are
pretty
you
gay.
guys are
If I would've said
Chuck
nothing,
calling him
you
gay because he
would
said he wants to fuck me more.
I like how you don't want it to be serious at all. You want a couple jokes in there. Well, he's
Well, I mean,
If I'm gonna take it, I might as well laugh.
Situation.
I don't think you'd be laughing in that scenario if you were butt
You have
fucking
to
Nick.
laugh to keep from crying, KenJac.
I think it'd be funny, like how bad you're just blowing my back out, Big T. Wouldn't it just be funny?
Oh, he's
Nick,
dying.
that
He's
just-
literally dying at the thought.
He's tearing you up. You're
Nick,
cracking
just-
wise.
The feeling of him inside of you would just be so goddamn funny.
Yeah, Big T, your dick is just so funny in my head right now. Oh my god, you'll be so funny the next day too at the office. Like, oh, Big T and Nick, what'd you guys get up to last night? Like, oh, dude, it was the
I
funniest time.
And then
We
both
had a
of them
fucking
doing the
laugh.
car wash of BFFs, DP show, Yak, all talking about it.
Yo, Nick had me
Uh.
geeking last night. What'd he do? Oh, I fucked the shit out of him. I was dying.
This is the beast you unleashed, Big T. Okay, so one for cigarette butt
That's not what
sex.
he intended.
He picked me. He picked me.
Cigarette butt sex versus DeBrickashaw Ferguson, your family member, Tommy.
Yeah, tough family member versus in my grandpa's will. I've really got a familial affair here. But I'm gonna go. I mean, fuck it. I'll just go cigarette butt sex. Doesn't matter.
It's two for cigarette butt sex, Cheah.
I went to Hofstra University, which is where the Jets trained during my time there. They training camp there. A local deli, Jim's Deli, had sandwiches, and they were named after players. And one of my favorite sandwich to get there was the DeBrickashaw. Was I believe it was roast beef, hot roast beef, and Munster cheese toasted.
So it was room temp
very
roast
good.
beef, hot roast beef.
Well, it was heated up. It was toasted.
Just
whole
the right
sandwich was.
temperature.
He said roast beef and then hot
Roast beef, hot roast beef.
Oh.
and then just a little.
Munster cheese, I believe.
Was it melted
Very
or-
good. Yeah, no, that's how the roast beef was hot. They put it through the the toaster thing. But yeah, DeBrickashaw, Ferguson, it's gonna be hard for me to not vote for him unless he was playing Detlef Schrempf in the final. But DeBrickashaw, Ferguson, let's move him through.
I like how you
Was
like
the
Detlef
first
Schrempf more
time you
than
guys tried Munster cheese? Did you order mustard and they gave you that?
Oh, no.
No, I don't think so. I think
That
that's
happened to me, and I've heard others.
interesting.
Others similarly affected.
Yeah, it's a little
Tag the
more
bracket with
serious than we lead on.
Munster. Tag the bracket in your Munster cheese experiences,
It's like
please.
the Tom Kyle name mix-up. I'm sure.
That's
Yes.
I believe you.
Which is very real. Nick, Dick Butt Sex, or sorry,
Okay.
Cigarette Butt Sex. I confused it with Dick Butt Kiss. On DeBrickshot Ferguson.
Now, dick butt sex will for sure win the bracket. Just to
Without a
clarify the type of butt sex.
Well, ever since Nick went on his anti-dick rant, I would think it would be like the true manliest man alive wouldn't try and turn Richard to Dick. They would try and become like Balls McGuire or something.
Balls McGuire would be
Like,
awesome.
If you like Balls, that's a certain like. I mean, think about Glenny Balls. He's the #1 and only OnlyFans journalist. Like that's what a Balls man does.
Now,
Balls Bosner or Bonser would have been pretty good too.
Cigarette Butt Sex is the perfect name, but DeBrickshot Ferguson is real. And so I'm really torn here. Now who am I fooling? It's Siggy B.
it's SBS or CBS rather. That's the original CBS, not
CBS.
Smitty's accounting. Cigarette Butt Sex. Coley.
DeBrickshot Ferguson, like it almost sounds like the onomatopoeia of like offensive line, defensive line, like clashing. Very cool name. I don't want to disrespect DeBrickshot. He did nothing to deserve that. But the winner is Cigarette Butt Sex.
Cigarette Butt Sex is actually the winner with that vote. But Owen, who would you have picked?
Yeah, I was hoping like a combo of the names would be cooler. DeBrickshot Butt Sex. It's not. Cigarette Butt Sex is the coolest.
Yeah.
Cigarette Ferguson would be a kind of a cool name though. That would be like a mobster.
It would be. It would be a cool name, but it wouldn't be as cool as Cigarette Butt Sex.
That's very true.
The Cigarette Butt Sex, yeah.
Cigarette Butt Sex.
Does cigarette. Okay, so that's episode 27 of the books. The winner is Cigarette Butt Sex, which I think that's got to be the second or third time that the winner is not only something fictional, but something that was not included in the bracket to start, but was invented midway through it. Which that's just the bracket. We'll be back next week with a new topic.
Make a suggestion that one day we should do a bracket of bracket winners.
Okay.
Oh, I
mean,
like that.
This is episode 27, so we have enough bracket winners to fill out a bracket.
Right. And we're basing it off of really nothing in particular, but the idea of Cigarette Butt Sex and Round Gary going at it in the finals is like the idea of.
But then one of them's gonna go up against men. Like that's tough.
Yeah.
A lot of good winners.
Fucking your friend's girlfriend and walking in and not remembering his name.
Yeah. And then he what is it? He does something else after that too, but I forget. But yeah, maybe we'll do that. Let's do that.
Yeah, he gives you a swirly.
Yes.
This shows the reason I fucking got one.
No, Stephen Jay's the reason when he said he's going to add it to the wheel.
No, but I thought it was funny, and the fact that everyone like Nick, KB, and Owen were very against it. I was like, this is funny. And then I told Big Cat, I was like, this is funny, right? Like, I'm not crazy. He was like, yes, let's throw that on the wheel.
So it was your fault. You literally just described how it was your fault.
Yeah, no, certainly I took it from here. Yes.
Yes, and you because you read it out, Nick got the swirly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And hence, none of us impacted by the swirly feel bad your car was repoed.
Yes, exactly.
I hope it happens again.
But we'll be back and we'll do that next time. I like that suggestion, Tom. We'll do
timing was convenient, wasn't it, Cheah? It's almost like someone made a call.
That's the bracket. We'll see you next week. That was fun. Thanks, fellas. I'll stay on.
You tear me up, brother.
That was
big.
I'd rather not. If given the choice, I would prefer not to.